No, but seriously, I'm doubting logistically whether you can pull the.
Oh, so we're doing this.
People are asking on Twitter if I'm ever going to get shot in the back with a paintball gun.
See, now you're pushing it. It was going to be 5 shots. Now I'm going to own the whole clip.
No,
please shoot me more than 5 times, please.
I will.
Because if you do, automatically you have gone beyond the bounds of the bet, and then the retaliation is fair game.
Then
I will haunt you for the rest of your life.
We're getting into Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I am.
A ghost?
Yeah, I am. What do you want?
We're getting into Geneva Convention rules now. You can't shoot him more than 5 times.
See there?
I'm just, again,
I don't believe in
I'm wondering, either it's one of 2 things. Either you're afraid to do it, which I know you're not, or another 2, you don't have the steady hands or the logistic capability to pull this one off.
Okay. Well,
what is it, Blaine?
Now I'm just gonna walk in the studio and just start popping off.
No.
First off, you can't say that in 2020.
Yeah, I can.
You can't say that in 2020.
Yeah, I can. I just said it. I'm gonna walk in the studio with the paintball gun and start popping off.
Can we start over?
Yeah. We're gonna have to get MSNBC
Hey, keep pushing
down here.
Keep pushing. You'll be part of the bet too.
No. First off,
wow.
you're not looking at me anymore.
We'll find out.
You don't want to go to war, buddy.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to war.
That's the only thing I want to do.
Believe me.
That is literally what I wake up and want to do every
you think your car getting stolen? Imagine your soul getting stolen.
Just remember one word. Justice.
But in all actuality, I sent a message to Scott Stapp from Creed this morning.
What did he say?
I don't know. I sent him a message at 6:30 in the morning. He probably lives on the West Coast, so it's like 2 o'clock there or whatever in the morning. We'll see. I want him to hear my rendition.
Oh, this right here? Hold on.
Yeah,
yes,
see what he thinks. Man, I think that's spot on. I think he'd really enjoy that. Could we collab? Maybe come up with a band called Dirk, which, yes, is Creed spelled backwards.
Creed in the Mirror.
Creed in the Mirror.
Creed in the Mirror. You know what Ryan, our audio guy, said? When you sang that, all he had to do was put the vocals on top of the track. Didn't have to change the pitch, not the tempo, anything.
You need to pump his vocals a little bit, to be honest.
I think the vocals do need to be pumped.
Vocals need to get pumped a little bit.
They do need to be. How's my snare? Fix my snare. College Football Playoff Committee has come to terms with the Rose Bowl, which is going to pave the way for playoff expansion by 2024. Our buddy Matt Moscona joins us to preview the SEC championship game and college football, and we'll highlight which top 4 team is most likely to fall this weekend. I'm Jake Crane. It's Thursday, and we're taking over the planet here at Crane & Company. As we come to the tragic realization that conference championship week is upon us as college football's regular season fades into the distance, the 4 playoff teams are not set in stone just yet, and anything could happen. And if this year's theme of the chaos agent rings true, something crazy probably will. But if you had to choose one upset between the top 4 teams, Georgia, Michigan, losing my mind, Georgia, Michigan, TCU, USC. There we go. For a second, I've got 90 teams in my head. Which one would you pick? For me, it has to be Kansas State and TCU playing in the Big 12 championship game. Now, that isn't to say TCU still wouldn't be in if they lost, but when you look at these 2 teams, I think they match up pretty evenly. They're also very familiar with each other as the Wildcats lost 38-28 on the road at TCU earlier in the year, a game in which quarterback Will Howard for the Wildcats played most of the game. Now, Kendre Miller for TCU ran for 160 yards, and Max Duggan was on his game. So the rematch should be very interesting to say the least. Now, Kansas State is a very dangerous team right now. They've won their last 3, and if they play well, they could beat the Horned Frogs and cause a little bit of controversy as we head into Selection Day. Now, some people will say USC and Utah are the most likely because it's hard to beat a good team twice. But I could say the exact same thing for my pick as well. So if this weekend goes chalk, there'll be no drama heading into the college football playoff from a selection standpoint. But this year seems to be allergic to chalk, so only time will tell. I'm bringing my co-host, David Michigan, David Cohn.
David Michigan, baby.
I'm losing.
David Michigan.
That's actually a dope name.
That's a fire name.
Can I start calling you that, David Michigan?
That's a pretty good name.
That is a pretty good name. These things happen organically. Again.
Man.
What's wrong? What's in my coffee?
Yeah.
My other co-host, Blaine Crane, former Western State Colorado wide receiver. Guys, if you had to pick between the top 4 teams, as I mentioned, let me say it again without pausing, Georgia, Michigan, TCU and USC.
There he is.
Part of me almost said Ohio State. Maybe that's subliminal, whatever.
Man, talk about trust the signs.
Yeah.
Boy, take a live bet on them to make the playoff
they
right
just
now.
zapped in from the space above into my brain. But Cone, do you agree with me that Kansas State and TCU is the most likely upset, or do you think it's
No. It's Michigan. Talking about Michigan, it's Michigan. We're going to reverse jinx this thing.
It's over.
We're going to reverse jinx this
That's what I'm
thing.
gonna say.
Anytime you think you have a sure thing, you don't have one. We're not going to sure thing this.
Can't
all
have
right?
this. Why can't
Michigan's going to lose in the Big Ten championship, and it's still going to be a good season, boys. They'll probably still make the playoff, but that's what's going to happen.
You know you don't have to keep doing this.
Huh? I have to keep.
beat Ohio State.
It's worked up to this
See,
point.
like this
Ohio
ruins
State,
it,
worked up to
that's
this
what I was
point.
gonna
Just
say.
like a colleague of mine, right to my right, keeps talking trash about the U.S. soccer team.
Yes.
And what happened?
Yes.
They advanced.
Look.
He knows what I'm
doing
talking
it for
about.
I'm doing it for my
He
country.
knows what I'm talking about.
No Benedict
Also, a
Arnold
side
here.
point though, Darby Lou and I looked at each other last night and said, "Is the regular season for college football really over? Like already?
I know.
It just started."
I know. That's why I put tragically at the beginning of the Open. I mean, it does this in coaching too. You look up and you're like, we're in week 9? That's how it works. So you're gonna go safe here and say Michigan, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't take that seriously.
Well, that just ruins it because that's what I was going to say.
Really?
Really?
No USC.
That's what-
no USC.
We're bet buds.
I won't even count those games as upsets, in my opinion. If it's under 3, the spread's under 3, is it really an upset?
What is the line on USC?
Minus 2.5 USC.
Kansas State, I think, is 3.5. I think TCU is a 3.5 point
Okay.
favorite.
Let's take
All right,
a
I see
look,
that.
boys.
But the reason I say Michigan is because of this. One, Jeff Brom's 3-0 against teams that are in the top 5.
Really?
3-0.
Did not know that.
Michigan coming off the highest high of highs. You not only beat your arch rival, you beat them on the road, and you kicked their ass. J.J. McCarthy came out and absolutely slung the pill around. So now the trust gets in there. And Purdue, I think Aiden O'Connell, they want to throw it around, not going to run it a lot. Does J.J. make mistakes, right? If they throw it more, which I think they will, all right, because of the way J.J. played, is J.J. the same guy that we're going to see in Ohio State?
I smell what you're stepping in. I can see that logically. I get that. But I'm just looking at up front. I don't know how in the world that Purdue is going to stop the run or be able to protect Aiden O'Connell in the pocket. If Purdue's going to move the ball through the pass game, because I know they're not going to run it. They haven't been able to run the thing all year. If they're going to move it in the pass game, it's not going to be Aiden O'Connell just sitting in the pocket picking Michigan apart. I mean, this is going to have to be on the move. He's going to have to make some big-time throws. But I think Michigan, from a ball control standpoint, and guys, I almost feel weird saying this because I think Michigan can hit some big plays against Purdue because I don't think Purdue's going to get up and play cover 0 like Ohio State did. I think they're going to even it out, maybe give you some zone, maybe make Michigan go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plays. But that's what Michigan does.
That's what
that's what they're used to doing. So I don't see a way in which Purdue can keep Michigan under 4 yards a carry. I don't see a way that Purdue gets over 2.5 yards a carry. That's the stat I'm looking at. I know they're going to throw it 800 times, but if you start getting into predictable situations and you're one-dimensional against a good defense like Michigan has, it is going to be hard unless everything goes your way. And if you're Michigan, I think this is where maybe getting destroyed in the playoff last year can come back to help you this year.
Yep.
Talking about playing your best ball going into the playoff. But you can't take anybody for granted, including Purdue, because if I'm Michigan, I'm looking at this game saying, boys, if we win it, at worst, we're a number 2 seed. That's at worst. Something crazy happens in LSU and Georgia, and we're going to talk about that with Matt Moscona. You never know, we could be first. But that means we're most likely going to be playing the number 3 team, which TCU hangs on is going to be them. If TCU loses, it's going to be USC, and then we're going to figure it out. But where I find it very, very fascinating is that if, let's say, USC does lose, let's say Michigan and Georgia handle business, Ohio State will slip in at the 4. So now Georgia plays Ohio State, and you play, let's say, TCU, just for hypotheticals. So you're not going to have to see Georgia or Ohio State possibly till the national championship game, which to me is obviously another game to be able to scout the other team, another game that they have to play 4 quarters where anything can happen. So there's a lot more that goes into it than just winning the Big Ten championship, I think, this weekend. Now, here's a question for you, David, and this is why I'm glad that everybody has conference champions. Do you consider the conference champion the team that has the best regular season record in the conference, or the team that wins the conference championship game?
It has to be the conference championship game.
Right?
Right? Because or else why would we play one? Now, I know college basketball is a little bit different because they play so many games. College basketball does a split, right, where you won your conference throughout the regular season, but then there's also a conference championship. That one's a little bit different to me because
and that's more than one game,
so
though.
Streaky, but for football, if you're going to have a conference championship game, it has to be the game, right? Now, a question I have for you guys is North Carolina and Clemson. I know North Carolina looked awful against Georgia Tech and they collapsed against NC State, but Clemson now with no shot to get in the playoff, coming off the loss against South Carolina, just from a value standpoint, North Carolina plus 7.5 on DraftKings right now with the money line at plus 235. What are your thoughts?
I like the plus 7.5 for North Carolina. I mean, anything you can get over a touchdown. I know Dabo's going to have Clemson excited to play, but how well are they going to be able to execute with DJU regressing like we've seen, just coming off an 8 for 29 performance? Is it something where they're going to pull the quarterback halfway through the first quarter if it's not looking good or North Carolina comes up? You have a defense that has underperformed somewhat from Clemson, considering what everybody thought they were going to be coming in. You had talks of, they could be similar to Georgia last year, and this and that and this and that. And North Carolina, you're still kind of playing with house money, in my opinion. You look at the game against NC State, that you lose to NC State, you lose to Georgia Tech to end the year. You want that one kind of bounce back. Hey, we ended up winning the ACC. Look what we were able to do first year with Gene Chizik as DC. I like North Carolina plus 7.5. I would take that over the money line because I think Clemson always finds a way somehow in these games.
I'd take a money line North Carolina. He says plus 2 what?
35?
Plus 2. Yeah, I don't know why you would think Clemson at this point would be a better team than North Carolina. DJU is just getting worse and worse throughout the season. The defense is extremely banged up. Will Shipley, other than Ship at running back, they don't really have a guy you're afraid of. And there's guys on North Carolina, the receivers in North Carolina are nice, and you still got Drake May back there at quarterback. I'm never going to bet against that kid, especially in big moments like this. I know he's young, but that's a type of kid who comes out in the biggest moments and plays.
Yeah, rumor has it he took the walk to Poland as well.
Wow.
All right, guys. Speaking of, if you're gonna take North Carolina, you're gonna take a money line, you're gonna take Clemson, you're gonna take the Tar Heels plus 7.5. You need to do it at the greatest sports book we have ever been graced with in the history of humanity and all the other species within the solar system. And that's DraftKings Sportsbook. Hell, even in Zeta Reticular 4, it's the only one they're going to use. Just ask them. They're here all the time. Right now, you need to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. Place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show note for details. Me, I like the same game parlays. Kind of have introduced you to that a little bit lately. You're starting to really dive in.
I'm starting to branch out a little bit.
Stick your toe in the water. It feels great. I'm going to hop all the way in. The fast and easy payouts. Every time we've hit one of these parlays, I hit a 10-teamer in college basketball last night at plus 2,300, which has got my units out for the month after having to reach to crawl out, scrounge out, and come back and try and win. But I get it sent by check. And they send it first-class mail. It gets here quickly. Boom, I get on the app, deposit that bad boy. Everything's just going good at DraftKings. The player props are out of control, but I'm starting to really love the same-game parlays. I do it on Thursday Night Football. I do it on Monday Night Football. I really, really enjoy it. Mix the touchdown scorers with any of the game lines, spreads. They give you alternate lines as well. Just a great situation at DraftKings.
After you showed me the logistics of how to do the same-game parlays.
Yep, changed your life, didn't it?
I mean, it's so easy. It's so easy, and that's what I've been wanting to do. It's like, hey, this team money line or this team over under, put them together.
You think that firstborn son changed your life? That was until you clicked that toggle on that same game parlay.
I mean,
he's using it better than you.
He's running now.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly right. He's like, I remember when my son was born. All right, let's go to Booster Club.
All right, Booster Club, hello. Let's get active today. Got a couple of donos already in the chat.
Let's do it.
Wow. Jimbo Eagle. Jimbo's always steady Betty in the chat.
Yeah, he is.
$5 donation says, with the expansion of the college football playoff, exactly how much does the value of the regular season get watered down? What legit chances do non-Power 5 teams have of making it?
Well, you have an automatic G5 slot in the top 12, so that eliminates that. Do I like that? No, I don't like that. I feel like if a group of 5 team should be ranked in the top 12, which we've seen before, then they should be in there. But it shouldn't be mandated. I don't like that. Okay? That to me is kind of the fringe of everybody gets a trophy type situation. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Because, we saw Cincinnati be in the top 4. I mean, look at this year was kind of an anomaly from a group of 5 standpoint because everybody kept losing at the end. UCF, Tulane, Houston was a disaster the whole year. Liberty lost their last 3. I mean, you can go through the group of 5 teams that we expected. Cincinnati kind of fell off a cliff, but I know they lost a lot, including now Luke Fickell. But here's the thing when it comes to the playoff expansion. And the Rose Bowl, as we mentioned, has basically agreed with the dark overlords of college football that they're going to be a part of the 12-team college football playoff. They want the Rose Bowl to be a part of it, which we knew they were going to do. Mm-hmm. They were holding out for no reason. The Rose Bowl, while it is the granddaddy of them all, granddaddy eventually gets put on the raft and pushed down the river, at least in old day villages. So it was smart by the Rose Bowl to just come on and join the party. But here's the thing, Jimbo, when it comes down to affecting the regular season. I am not worried about it affecting the value of the games at the end of the regular season. If anything, it's going to increase them because you have more teams vying for playoff spots. Now, that 3-loss team that may be hanging by a moment, Lifehouse style, with that last regular season game, a team like LSU right now. Tennessee playing Vanderbilt means a whole hell of a lot more than it has in a while. These games at the end with teams trying to get in, just like in college basketball, when you're on the bubble, right? We're going to start having bubble talks for college football teams. I wouldn't be shocked if Joe Lunardi or Andy Katz pops their head out of underground and starts helping out in the college football world when it comes down to it. And then maybe then we'll start assigning numeric value to things and criteria instead of just guessing the win or having a Jackson Pollock painting that we just throw against the wall and have everybody try and figure out, or watch Hunter Biden get a straw and paint and blow dart a paint picture or whatever he does. But what I am worried about is the more playoff games you have and the more teams that are joining conferences, the less regular season and non-conference games you can have. That's the biggest thing. Because, for example, Texas and Oklahoma going from the Big 12 to the SEC. The SEC goes from 14 teams to 16 teams. So what does that mean? You add conference teams, you add conference games. Now you have to play 9 conference games instead of 8. What does that do? You're not extending the regular season to 13 games. So now that's taking away one of those Chick-fil-A kickoffs, one of those Oregon versus Georgias, Florida State versus Alabamas, games like that. Because if I'm coaching the SEC, I am not scheduling Oregon or anybody game 1 when I have to play 9 games inside the Southeastern Conference. And then when you talk about a 12-team playoff, which we've gone from what? From 2 to 4 to 12. Why? Because it makes more money. That's just the truth. That's how business works. It always has. It always will. But it's a slippery slope. I don't think they're going to stop at 12. Right when you get past 12, that's when you start affecting the amount of regular season games there could be. That's my problem. 12, it's like I do it like Goldilocks, right? Like, 4, this porridge is a little cold. 12, I thought was a little hot. 8, now that porridge would be just right. But I don't think it will affect the value of the games right in the regular season. Mm-hmm. I think it will affect the amount and the amount of good non-conference games that we get played at the beginning of the year, which is why I'm calling for right now that whoever's in charge, Greg Sankey, Glorp 12 from Jupiter, whoever's running this show, Lizard people, doesn't matter, that we need to have, like college basketball has, like an ACC, SEC challenge, or like a Big 10, Big 12 challenge. And you say, the logistics of that. Play it game 1. Play it game 1. These ACC teams are playing these SEC teams. These Big 10 teams are playing these Big 12 teams. I think it would be fantastic. I think it would be absolutely fantastic, and it is doable. But again, I'm just a guy pretending to be a dude dressed as another dude.
The argument a lot of people make against is they say college football is the only sport where the first game of the season matters. And they are right. If you look at an opening game like Georgia-Oregon or take even Alabama-Texas, right? Those are huge games, and they're right to an extent that the loser of that game then feels like, we now have to go undefeated and run the table, so why wouldn't we just open up with easier teams, right? Which makes your strength of schedule less. I've started to agree with you, Jake, that now if we expand the college football playoff to 12, Alabama-Texas isn't going to be any less of a game. That's still going to be very thrilling, right? Oregon-Georgia can still be a great game moving forward, but now the loser of that game doesn't feel like they're out of it for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. LSU, Florida State. Like right now, imagine if there's a 12-team playoff with what Florida State's been doing, even though they're not even in the conference championship game. I mean, it is going to add value It will make the end of the regular, just when you thought the end of the college football regular season could not get any better, this will add to it. And you go back to those early games mattering, we see this in college basketball all the time. How many times when it comes down to a team that maybe on the bubble or getting in, they go back to Game 7 where they beat North Carolina in the Maui Classic as one of their best wins. Now North Carolina's a 2 seed going in the tournament. That win looks fantastic. Like to me, it increases the value of the games. I'm not worried about the value of the games. I'm worried about the amount of games and who the hell would schedule a Notre Dame out of conference. Who would schedule a big-time team out of conference when I had to play 9 games inside of a conference like the SEC? I would not do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm scared. It's called being smart.
It's being smart, and now they won't be as reluctant to schedule those. So, Blaine, if you take 2 games like take a Florida State this year, right, or even an Ole Miss this year would be like possibly some bubble teams we're talking about. Kansas State. But imagine if those rivalry games late for a team like Florida to be able to say, you know what, we're going to knock our rival Florida State out of the playoff.
Yes.
Or even Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl to be able to say, we're going to knock Ole Miss out of the Egg Bowl, which Mississippi State did win.
I don't even know, like, even right now, why even schedule a hard out-of-conference games? It don't matter.
Well, you know
my committee don't matter.
You know my non-conference scheduling rules. I've been over.
Ohio State's lost 1 game, and their strength of schedule is terrible.
I believe the great philosopher Kelly Rowland said it best. Motivation.
Again, OSU did open with Notre Dame, though. That game is scheduled at a time when Notre Dame is a top-notch program team. I was making this point on Twitter yesterday to Dan Mullen about Penn State. I mean, they scheduled Auburn on the road in Jordan-Hare 6 years ago when they're coming off a national championship appearance. They opened on the road against Purdue. It's not their fault. I mean, and Purdue's the SEC or the Big Ten West champion this year. It's not their fault that they won it at 7-4.
Congratulations. You're now the fattest boy in camp.
So these games are scheduled so far out that's an argument I've always made for Notre Dame. They still play Southern California. It's not their fault that Lincoln Riley hasn't been there until this season to make Southern California.
No, I agree with that 100%. All right, what else we got, Mike?
All right, we'll just go to another donation here. Philip Payne, what's up, Philip?
What's up, buddy?
$5 donation. He says, hey, everyone. With the expansion coming, what would be better, 8 or 12? Would be better an 8-team or 12-game regular season or a 12-team with 14 games before the playoff?
Okay.
Hashtag go Jogs. Okay. With the expansion coming, what would be better, an 8-team, 12-game regular season or an
8-team,
12-game regular season?
Okay.
All right, or a 12-team with 14 games.
Give me the 8. Give me the 8-team. 8 teams make the playoff. 12-game regular season. I think that is the porridge that's just right. And we use the other plan I had associated with it. You have the 5 Power 5 conference champions who win the conference championship. Just like we're looking kind of at TCU right now, the conference championship game does matter. To me, an automatic qualifier means you won the conference championship game. So the top 5 you have 5 automatic spots for the Power 5 conference championship winners. Okay? You have a separate top 25 poll for the group of 5. Yes. So you have a Power 5 top 25 and a group of 5 top 25. Whoever finishes number 1, okay, so earned, not just a slot that's put in there, but earned. Whoever finishes number 1 in that group of 5, that you get the 8th spot. I think that's a good coalescing of the group of 5 where it's still earned, and we're not just throwing you in there to just throw meat in there and give you the 12 seed. You have to earn it. You have to be finish number 1 in that poll. Then you have 2 at-larges. So think what we'd have. Let's say you'd have, oh no, TCU lost. Or oh no, Georgia lost. Well, yeah, LSU gets that automatic qualifying spot. Yeah, Kansas State gets that automatic qualifying spot. But Georgia, you have 2 at-larges. Georgia and TCU would both be your 2 at-larges that get in. I think 8 was the perfect number because that doesn't screw with the amount of regular season games. 18 playoff with 12-game regular season. To me, that porridge is just right.
Let me add some context on this Rose Bowl drama situation here. And I got to participate in a Rose Bowl. There's a reason it's called the granddaddy of them all. It is one of the greatest traditions in college football. But the Rose Bowl was making some demands to the college football playoff to guarantee certain time slots in the games moving forward. And the CFP said, we can't guarantee these. Yeah. We don't know what the new TV rights deal is going to be in 2026 and moving forward. So we can't do that. And essentially, the College Football Playoff Committee made ultimatums to the Rose Bowl and said either agree to terms or risk being shut out of the next television contract, which would not be good for college football. The Rose Bowl did end up caving to that ultimatum, and now we're going to get an expanded playoff.
Rose Bowl
2
needs
years
college
early.
football a lot more than college football needs a Rose Bowl.
I agree.
What
I
say it
agree.
again?
The Rose Bowl needs college football a lot more than college football needs a Rose Bowl.
And that's true, and that's a sad truth that I think the Rose Bowl had to admit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, I think you found out who's got the juice. I mean, it's with the people that are making the decisions that lead to the TV rights.
Yeah.
Like, you can be the most prestigious. If the Heisman Trophy, if it just turned into a person and started demanding things, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, we'll just come up with another trophy that would give the best.
The
one.
Crane and Company MVP
the
trophy.
Cranesman.
Yeah, that should be a thing.
The Flaming
Cranesman.
Dragon.
The Flaming Dragon.
Matt Crane
Cranesman.
Company, no copy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right.
Goldilocks should be in jail. Let's all be honest. That's breaking in.
Yeah, it's a B&E if I've ever
B&E,
seen it. It's a B&E if I've ever seen it. Textbook.
Now let's go Kev Sis right here with a $10 donation. Really appreciate all the donations.
Yeah.
Guys. Says Blaine coming. Okay. Blaine coming in clutch with the Mexico hit.
Yeah.
Parlayed that with the Argentina hit.
No.
Jake Parlay also hit, as always, the best sports content does. Boosting my betting, just a huge bonus. Go USC Churros. Big day for the
money. Love to
Yes.
make money.
All right.
It's like JG Wentworth. You want your money and you want it now. Believe me, we got it. So, by the way, if you would have hit your France bet too, you would have won.
It's a recount. A recount's actually
There's a
going on.
recount.
there's not.
Apparently, there's been election interference.
Really?
And some colluding that's been going on.
Apparently,
So right
Cody-
now, I have my lawyers
Apparently-
looking to it.
Apparently, I heard that Cody calculated it in Maricopa County.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's what I.
It sounds like a lot of election
What's her name?
deniers over
Carrie
there.
Lake?
There's
She's already on the
there's
phone.
No
Yeah,
hanging
she's
chads.
on the phone.
There's
Blaine's
no
gonna be on the
miscalculation.
yard.
That's
We
fine.
put our trust into Cody and into Ben.
Fox News won't quit.
And this is where
won't
we
quit
are.
calling me.
And if I were on the other side of this, would I be saying the exact same thing as you?
see,
Yes,
no,
but
for
I'm
sure.
not. So you're an election denier, and you need to stop.
No, you're just deflecting, and that's fine. And the news will come out once I laid that 7th or 8th shot on you with paintball.
I'm just
Wow.
hoping
This
you
is
go
a lot
over
of-
the limit.
a lot of
I'm just
broken
hoping because
rules.
then I can retaliate.
That's
See,
fine.
if you
I
hit me
have a
5 times,
gun.
I can't do it because that's within the boundary of the bet. But you
You
go
don't want to
past
start
5.
this war with me, David. I'm
See,
telling you.
Jake
Cone,
knows.
here's the
I'm
difference.
telling you.
Here's what I don't think Blaine's really understanding.
Oh, okay,
I think
here we go.
Cone and Blaine are two different type of people that attack. Blaine comes in with a paintball gun and shoots you 3 more times than what he should have. Cone slowly puts things in your coffee each morning over the next 8 months that doesn't affect you until you realize you're now 50% a woman because he put
It's a
estrogen.
real Jim Halpert situation, and you're Dwight.
I don't,
Like,
I,
you
I don't
they
know what
say?
that means.
They say there's
I don't know
two
what that
type of
means.
angry people. The person screaming at the cashier because they didn't get their coupons right.
Like, I played the
and the
long
cashier
game.
that gets screamed at for 8 months and then comes in and fights everybody in the store. Like,
I
there's
played the
two
long.
types
I
of
played the
angry.
long game. So
I know which type Cone is, and
All
I
right.
know which type you are.
let's go to $10 donations.
Can you not read it?
I can. I don't know if I should. All right.
I don't mean
We'll get-
physically.
Hold
I
on,
mean,
what
okay,
is
let-
the?
let- let's
Hold on, let
check
me
it
see. Let me see here. You talking about
the name.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. All right. $10 donation from Saban's oatmeal cream pie.
You can say
Hey guys, thanks for making sports fun again, and love your show. Love you, Saban's oatmeal cream pie. My question is, do you think Bama will have a different coordinator on either side next year? And if so, who will replace Bob and Golding?
Yeah, so I want to say this. I do think Alabama will have at least one new coordinator next year, if not 2, but not because the coordinators are bad. I understand the standard at Alabama, okay? I get it. I get that it's like cheering for the Soviet Union. Shout out to my buddy T-Bob. Everything has to be perfect, and if it's not, it's wrong, and it needs to be fixed. Hell, my fiance wanted to fire Nick Saban after the Texas A&M game last year. I live with it. I understand it, okay? I'm not saying everybody's like that. But Bill O'Brien is a good offensive coordinator that is going to be a head coach. He is going to get a job somewhere to be a head coach, and I think there's a chance when Nick retires that he ends up being the head coach at Alabama. You can laugh, you can point, whatever. Just trust me. What did I say about Hugh Freeze? What have I said about some of these other places? And you saw what happened. Second thing, Pete Golding has done a damn good job at Alabama. Has done a really good job at Alabama. There were people complaining about Alabama's defense that gave up 19 points a game last year. That is so unbelievably hard to do, even with the players that Alabama has had. Have they been fantastic on defense this year? No. Have they been what we thought they were going to be with Will Anderson and Dallas Turner for the most part? No. But for God's sake, people, you're 10-2, correct? You're 10-2. You lost 2 games. You did not have the lead during regulation at all this season. You were never losing during regulation at all this season. So I will say this. You don't know what you got till it's gone, okay? And when this Nick Saban stuff's done and it kind of starts reverberating and you seeing a lot more 9-3 and a little bit of 8-4, you're going to wish that Bill O'Brien and Pete Golding were still there and it was going how it was. So I just want to say it, not saying Saban's oatmeal cream pie is saying that for that reason, but I've seen a lot of trash talk on the timeline, which Twitter is where you go to get wrong information anyway, so I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. But about Pete Golding and Bill O'Brien and things like that, just remember, you don't know what you got till it's gone. That's all I'm going to say, but I think they're both going to get head coaching jobs. Pete Golding needs to go get like the La Monroe job or something. He needs to go be a head coach. It's about time. You just got to be smart off the field. We all know what I'm talking about.
Lost 2 games. I mean, Soviet Union planes don't crash. So, I mean, we'll see. And Bama has been losing during the regular season, during regulations.
Who?
LSU.
When?
Yeah, they're down at halftime.
But not he was talking about the end of the game.
The end of the game.
End of the game. Okay.
Yeah. The end of the game in regulation.
Okay, let's go to Jeriah. $12 donation. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Dry.
So bowl season upon us. In your opinion, what is the greatest bowl game ever played? Might be biased, but it's the 2007 Fiesta Bowl with Boise State versus
It's
Oklahoma.
between that one.
Statue of
It's
Liberty.
between that one and the Texas and USC
game. Give me
Rose
Texas
Bowl.
Rose Bowl? Yeah. Man, how about
What year was that? 2005?
That was 2005. That was the year before.
Yep.
That was the year before I went to college.
2005. That's the
Talk
those
about
two,
the Rose
man.
Bowl. How about the Georgia-Oklahoma game, man?
How about the Georgia-Bama national championship game, the
That one,
walk-off
too.
with Tua?
That one, too.
That's in the comments, in the chat. What's the best bowl game ever? I think it's
Alamo Bowl, TCU Oregon 4 overtimes.
No, it's got to have there's got to be some it's got to be like Fiesta or Sugar or Orange Bowl or something like that with something on the line. Hell, I could say Ohio State, Miami national.
That was
championship
such a
game.
good game.
Like that's a tough one. That's worth a poll. That's worth a Twitter poll for sure. In the comments on YouTube or in the chat, tell us, what do you think is the best bowl game ever? We can talk about who has the best bowl game ever. I'm going to tell you who has the best coffee ever. All right? We talk about shooting you with a paintball gun, but if you want a great shot of coffee, you need to go to blackriflecoffee.com. Use our promo code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, for 10% off coffee gear, apparel, or when you sign up for the club that everybody's talking about. This club has everything. It's a new coffee club subscription from Black Rifle. That's blackriflecoffee.com with promo code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, for 10% off. Black Rifle Coffee, supporting veterans and America's coffee. I ordered the Murdered Out. I'm in love with it. I want 2 things murdered out, my whip and my coffee. And right now, one of those is. I'm working on the other.
So you have a white car. It's the opposite.
I just admitted that, Blaine.
I'm saying.
Congrats, Sherlock Holmes. You cracked the mystery.
You think if you want a murdered out car, you wouldn't get a white car.
You know what? Let me change that. I'm going to murder out somebody from my close inner circle.
Look,
anyways, go ahead. What roast do you like, Cone?
It's a lava panther.
Yeah, it's the lava panther, okay? In the red bag over there.
Yeah.
Like, how many bags did he have to pick up? How about the silencer smooth? What about the gunship? What about just
I haven't
black?
had the gunship,
For sure.
It's the
but I
blue
feel
one.
safe with it around me. That's BlackRifle.com.
Never been on one either.
Oh, there's
Yes,
also...
I have.
Yes,
Mobile.
you have in Mobile, yes.
Yeah, they got
USS Alabama,
They have
right?
a pumpkin spice one, too.
Yeah.
Not a pumpkin
No,
spice guy.
no.
I'm just not.
I don't like when you look at me in the eyes.
Yeah, I'm a man.
Well, I'm just telling you, I haven't
grown
had
man.
it.
I don't feel like
I haven't had it.
I don't
I'm
feel like
just
you
telling
can talk about Iran like you did yesterday and then
Yeah.
look at me talking about pumpkin spice.
I haven't had it, and I didn't say I liked it. I'm just telling you what they have, okay?
I think you like it.
I
don't
actually
like
think
it.
you love it.
Now I hate it.
All right, back to the Booster Club.
All right, Garrett Clark. Let's get in here. Garrett Frank, says Blaine makes men's capris stylish. Garrett, thank you.
He does.
Yeah.
Blaine he drinks Capri Suns too.
Reed Rickett in here.
Oh no.
Good luck. For the record, it's never good.
Here we go,
this is not what
Reed.
I said. Thought maybe
I said fire everyone except Nick Saban, but I took it back because it was a moment of anger.
I accept that. And I love you very much. And I hope the puppies are doing good because I didn't to watch them.
I'm taking care of the pups this weekend.
Blaine is. Blaine's coming to the house.
You're trusting Millie and the gang with this guy?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that pumpkin spice. What do you mean? Can't take
No,
care
I
of
think-
dogs.
I
I'm
think
28.
You're
He's 28. He's a man.
I'm
you're
a
a
man.
man.
You come at me.
You right. Read this trash.
I think you're going to do a great job.
I appreciate that. You know what else I think is going to do a great job? Devin 21. So ask Crane and Company. Who do you think Coach Freed should go after for OC and DC? I know we talked about this on the show the other day. Do you think he will actually give up play calling, Jake?
I think it's a lot easier said than done. It's hard to take a step back. Ask Jimbo Fisher, ask Gus Malzahn, ask anybody who's called plays and had to kind of, what's that word you used yesterday? Relinquish their play calling, abilities, whatever. For OC, I've heard again, Arkansas fans are going to hate me because I feel like I always bring this up. Watch out for Kendall Briles. That's all I'm saying. Watch out for Kendall Briles. That one's a little bit interesting. Also, Jeff Scott, who was fired at South Florida. That's an interesting name to watch as well. Defensive-wise, I think you got to look at Zach Arnett from Mississippi State. Okay, I think you've got to look at Travis Williams at UCF. And there's Jim Leonard. I mean, again, what is Jim Leonard going to do? He was supposed to be the guy that's the reason they fired Paul Chris.
Yep.
And now they bring in Luke Fickell. What's Jim Leonard going to do? That'd have been my first call.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jim, you like nice weather? Yeah, well, it feels a lot better down here than it does in Wisconsin.
If
the women look better, I'm sorry. It's just
if Pete Golden does take a head coaching job like Bob Monroe, you best believe Nick Saban's calling Jim Leonard. I'm just telling you what's
You're right.
happen.
Okay, you're right.
Thank you.
All right, one more from the Booster Club.
All right, let's go to Daily Wire chat here. Bradley Cogdill. What's up, Bradley? He says, why can't bowls be open to all conferences? I hate that SEC teams don't play. I know the Rose Bowl is a big deal, but as an SEC guy, it doesn't mean as much to me.
I don't think bowls should have conference affiliations. This has always been the stupidest thing ever.
Yep.
Why do we do this? Like, again, it's like why we say pre-boarding on an airplane. No, you're the first people to board. Like, why do we do this mental gymnastics and do things that are necessary? Hey, look, the Alamo Bowl, you want 2 teams? Who cares what conference they're in? I know why they do it, because some bowls want to have teams that travel well. And by locking in a certain conference, you lock in teams that travel well. I get that, but I still don't like it. All right? It's like Stevie Janowski said on Kenny Powers when the principal he worked for came to him and said, Stevie, I really don't think you understand the employee-employer relationship. And you know what he says? Play the clip.
Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, here,
I got it. Play the clip.
Clearly don't understand the employer-employee relationship.
I guess I'm starting to, and I don't like it.
Yeah, like I get it, but I don't like it. I don't think we should have it. I'm 100% with you.
I agree with it.
All right, let's get into our NFL quarterback power ranking.
NFL QB power rankings?
Yes.
Power ranking.
Yeah, CBS came out with a list yesterday, so we thought we'd make our own.
Yeah, we thought that list was absolute hot dog water. So we decided to come up with the greatest list right now of quarterback power rankings the NFL and Earth has ever seen. And here's where we're starting. I'm going to read the first 5, then you read the last 5, David. You ready?
Let's do it.
And you can read the last.
That's fine. Hey, I'm just here, guys. Hey, I'm just a chat guy,
You are the chat guy.
I'm just the chat guy. That's it. That's fine. Go ahead, guys. Can't wait.
Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Surprise, surprise. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Number 4, Joey B. Burrow. And number 5, Tua Tagovailoa.
I want to yield my time to the senator from the chat.
Here we go.
Okay, you're on the clock.
Oh, no, I'm going to yield my time to the other senator of the chat.
Nope, you have to talk.
I will accept that yielded time. Number 6, Aaron Rodgers. Number 7, Jalen Hurts. Number 8, Tom Brady. Number 9, Justin Fields of Dreams. And number 10, Justin Herbert. Why is everybody named Justin? Here's my thing. The CBS list, I thought it didn't have Tom Brady in the top 10.
Mm-mm.
It didn't have Aaron Rodgers in the top 10.
No.
I can't believe that.
It did have Geno Smith in there.
And look, Geno's having a great year, but right now, the way I think about this is, if I had a average team and I had to right now, in the way it's going, pick a quarterback to quarterback that team, who would my top 10 be? That's who this list is, in my opinion. How can you not? Tom Brady's 4th in the league in passing yards right now?
I think 3rd. Hold on. I have it right here. 4th. Yep, you're right. 4th.
I mean, you had. I'm trying to remember who CBS had. In the
here it is: Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. All right, then 6 through 10: Geno Smith, Tua, Dak, Jimmy G, and Kirk Cousins at 10.
You had Jimmy G on that list, but not Tom Brady, not Aaron Rodgers. What? Come on, man. Like, y'all, it can't. To me, that's almost like clickbaity. It's almost like clickbaity. It really is. Jalen Hurts is having a great year. Is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFL on an average team? No. Stop overreacting. And look, I get it gets clicks. We're talking about it. Hell, we even made our own list. You duped us too. but it was that bad. I thought that list was just bad. And typically CBS does a pretty good job of not being, they're not as bad as the PFF guys, the PFF college guys. Don't get me started on that.
The only name I think Dak could be.
Dak for sure. Kirk Cousins, I think, could be.
The only thing, first of all, Jalen's just progressed so much from last year. But let's not forget, he does have the best offensive line in the NFL.
Yep.
And it's not close. Great running game and great receivers. I still think what you said, if you put him on a different team, I don't know if he plays as well as Justin Fields does for the Bears. I really don't. If you put Jalen Hurts on the Bears, I don't know if he outplays Justin Fields.
Let me ask you this. You're the GM. Everything's even. Are you taking Justin Fields at quarterback right now or Jalen Hurts at quarterback right now?
Justin Fields.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I think for the first time in my life, I would answer Jalen Hurts with that because I understand what you're saying because Justin Fields has been making so many crazy plays and just in terms of pure speed. He has the physicality that Jalen Hurts has with the body type, but then also the 4.3 speed.
Yeah, he has that.
I understand that, but Jalen Hurts continues just time and time again to prove doubters wrong. Every time you doubt the guy, he proves you wrong. He's playing within him. He's playing within his capabilities. He's leading this team. Every single person I know who's ever played with him or who's been a coach on the staff when Jalen Hurts has been on a team, they say that he's the best leader they've been.
Yeah, and I think it's a great problem to have, but can only imagine how dangerous Justin Fields would be with that Eagles offensive line, with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith, with a healthy Dallas Goedert at tight end. I'm with you, Blaine. I would take Justin. I went on a show, Sports Talk Chicago, the other day with my buddy John Zagul. I believe I pronounced that right. I think he's related to the guy off Batman.
Batman movie?
Yeah. What's his name?
Raja
Ghul.
Yeah. Isn't that Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Shout out.
I was talking with Raja Ghul.
Yeah.
On Sports Talk Chicago about how he's going to take over Gotham and then the Bears quarterback situation. Right now, I think if you put Justin Fields on the Eagles, I think the Eagles are undefeated still.
Stop it.
Cone, his best weapon is Darnell Mooney?
And he's out for the year, too.
Yeah, and he's done.
What were you going to say?
I don't know who has less weapons, the Bears or
Lamar's
Ukraine?
A little high on this list. I'd probably take Joey B and Tua right now over Lamar.
What about Josh
That's
Allen?
where we disagreed. Why I would not take Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson. Give Lamar Joe Burrow
long term or right now?
I'm talking about right now. Right now or long term, honestly. Okay, let's be honest. I know the Ravens built their team inside out, okay, and it's a heavy tight end, but if you gave Lamar, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, like even Hayden Hurst at tight end. Hell, he played for the Ravens, I believe. Ravens and the Falcons.
That's Mark Andrews.
Losing my mind.
Yeah.
But Lamar, to me, I'm taking Lamar Jackson over Joe Burrow. I am. I just am.
You're not crazy.
I'm
not crazy at all.
I just feel like, Joey's that guy.
He's going to be a champion for a long time.
He's just that guy. He just is. He just went to the Super Bowl with a bunch of scrubs on offensive line. Scrubs.
Yeah, he had some dogs around him. Jamar Chase is.
How about Josh Allen right this second? I'm not talking about long term here. I know what he's capable of, but right now, the way he's playing, do you think 2 is too high? He's one of only 3 quarterbacks in the league right now with double-digit interceptions.
No, I think you could make a case for it.
11 picks so far.
I think you could make a case for it, but Josh is. I'm trying to think of anybody who's. Josh Allen is like a Ben Roethlisberger that could run.
Yes, but Ben could run too, kind of. But
Ben,
I know
he could never run like Josh.
I know what you mean, like
an
actual, like when he has the ball in his hands and he's running downfield, it's like a tight end coming at you. Seriously,
yeah, it's a monster.
Like a fast, like Travis Kelce coming at you.
I mean, there's not a lot of great decisions.
I think he's bigger than Travis Kelce.
I think he is bigger than Travis.
Bigger.
Might be big.
How big is he compared to Ben Roethlisberger?
Let's look.
Ben was huge, but in like.
Yeah, but not
different
like
way.
Ben would. How do you know if Ben would just fall?
Ben would. Well, guys would just fall off. Ben is.
Yeah.
You know what it looked like when people try to sack Ben? It's like when you take like turkey or ribs off and the stuff just falls off the bone. Like that's what it was like when people tried to tackle Ben Roethlisberger. They just like slide off. It's like you were tackling a fridge that was covered in some like oil slick. Like, because Ben was 6'6", right?
All right, here we go. We got Ben
Redwood.
We got Ben 6'5", 241.
He was bigger than 241.
Yeah, probably so. Josh Allen, 6'5", 237. They're right
And
there.
that's a
And
leaner,
Josh is running.
They're
that's
right
a
there.
leaner
Yeah,
247.
Ben's crawling. Josh is running.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. Josh Allen, that's a very, very tough situation as a defender. But I tell you what's not a tough situation when we bring in the hairless wonder himself, the man who may have been some doubt at some point, but came around at the end. Our buddy from After Further Review, Matt. Nobody else has this last name, Moscona. What's up, Matt?
Our family name is actually Salvaggio. So I always say that when we came over from Sicily, we were running from somebody, bro. I don't know if it was good or bad. We were running from somebody.
You guys were for sure running from somebody. And for a second, I thought that was the character off Backyard Baseball, but his name is Tony Del Vecchio. That's who it was. I think he had the sister in the wheelchair, but I may be wrong. That may be Kelly.
Dimitri?
No, not Dimitri Petrovich. Stop.
Oh, okay.
All right, Matt, let's talk about something serious other than Backyard Baseball, which we all know how serious that was growing up. LSU falls to Texas A&M. Okay, now what I've said, I don't want to start off on a bad note, okay, but I already have. So
what are you
going with it? Yeah. LSU loses to A&M. What I said is I think this is part of the growing pain process. This is a kind of a little bit of a relapse, I guess is an interesting way to put it. But I think this is something that next year around this time or in this 3-week span to end the season that Brian Kelly will be able to look at and point to that team and say, this is why you don't treat it like it's over until it's over. It looked like LSU walked into that game expecting to roll their helmet out and win, Matt.
That's the exact phrase I've used, Jake, is LSU all season. This team is not good enough to just show up and win. Georgia is. Georgia can show up, not play their best, and beat teams. Most anybody they play. LSU is not good enough to do that. And on Saturday, they just really had no interest in tackling A-Chain. I mean, I don't think Jimbo had any super amazing game plan that he cooked up. I mean, they handed the ball to A-Chain 38 times, and he ran it for 215 yards. I mean, A&M, a team that was averaging about 120 yards a game rushing, rushed for 275. I mean, it ain't complicated what happened, but I tend to agree. And I think the really bizarre thing about it is that's the one-off. All season, LSU has been so good at being up game to game. Even in moments, we talked about it a lot, guys. You know, LSU got down to Mississippi State 13, down 17 to Auburn, down 17-3 to Ole Miss. Every time they got down, they rallied. Like they never just
FSU.
folded.
Yeah.
Florida State, great point. Bama, every single possession in the second half against Bama, when Bama scored to take the lead, every single ensuing possession, LSU got points to take the lead back, every single one. Bama never ran an offensive snap with a lead against LSU. This team's been resilient. So it was really, really bizarre to watch them just in many ways not show up on Saturday.
Yeah, you know what's funny? If you go look at the LSU win over Bama this year, go back and watch the A&M win over Alabama 2 years ago. It follows almost the exact same timeline and how it went down outside of the end where A&M obviously kicked the field goal to win it. It's almost eerily scary, and look at the time of year where it happened too. It just goes to show you like kind of where those speed bumps are. You know, you brought up, and I don't want to stay on this too long because obviously there's an SEC championship game coming. It was shocking to me because it was a lot different the way that South Carolina beat Tennessee than the way that A&M beat LSU. Everything was clicking for South Carolina. It wasn't just one guy. It wasn't just one weapon. A&M has one way offensively to beat you, and that was with A-Chain. Without A-Chain, we saw them wandering the desert like Moses for the whole year. They couldn't figure it out. I was shocked that the game plan I know had to be A-Chain is playing, stop him, make Wegman beat us. That was my biggest complaint with that. But again, if you would look at LSU fans before this season started, Matt, and said you will finish the regular season 9-3, you will win the SEC West, and you will beat Alabama, will you take it? Any LSU fan that would say no, I would put in a straitjacket, put on a boat with Mark Ruffalo, take him straight to Shutter Island, and come up with some scenario where we could try and fix him. What say you?
Well, yeah, of course. But there have to be these coexisting realities. Like, yes, of course, you could look and pull back at the 10,000-foot view and say, Yeah, look, I mean, you won 9 games. You beat Alabama. You won the SEC West. You're the first LSU team ever to win at Auburn and at Florida in the same season. All those things are true, and it's coming off of back-to-back 500 seasons. So by comparison, yes, absolutely, on the 10,000-foot view, you absolutely take it. But the coexisting truth is that you had changed the narrative around the season because of the success you had, and all you had to do was beat 4-win Texas A&M. And you're going to Atlanta this weekend to play the number 1 team in the country for a shot to get in the playoff. And worst case scenario, you lose that game, you're probably going to the Sugar Bowl. So now the fact is, since you lost that game, it's bitterly disappointing. You gave A&M a leg up into their offseason. And if you lose to Georgia, you're probably going to play some crummy Big Ten team, sorry, Cone, in the Citrus Bowl. So, both realities can coexist. You can be bitterly disappointed. You should be if you're an LSU fan based on Saturday, but you can also in time appreciate the success of this season and build on it for the future.
Yeah, I think the pendulum will swing toward the positive maybe at the end there. Because I'm with you. 2 things can be true at once. Mutually exclusive is a real thing. But Coney, what do you got?
Wondering if I should take a shot now, after the Big Ten.
Come on, let's go.
Well, you are 6'7".
Cone, you mean to tell me
Take
you'd
a
be
shot.
excited? Cone, you'd be excited to play Purdue or Illinois in the Citrus Bowl. Come on.
I'm very excited Michigan's playing Purdue in the Big Ten Championship. Yes, I am.
I said,
Here we go.
Citrus Bowl.
Here we go.
No, Matt, I love you. It's great to have you on. The Georgia Bulldogs, back-to-back seasons, undefeated through the SEC regular season play. You're scouting them here as the Tigers go play them in the SEC Championship. Is Georgia better than they were last year? And if not, where are the deficiencies? I mean, can anyone beat this team?
Well, nobody has. Can they be beaten? It would take a great effort and probably some shortcomings on Georgia's part. Are they better than last year? It's hard to say that, Cone. I mean, you lose 15 draft picks in like half of the first round. I mean, you're not going to be better. It doesn't mean you're still not awesome. I mean, Georgia, when they're locked in, they're the best team in the country. I think their defensive front 7 is awesome. I don't think LSU can run on them. I think – look, Missouri gave this Georgia team their biggest scare this year. Mm-hmm. And, guys, we used to do this. Like when LSU went on that 8-game losing streak to Alabama, we would always look at teams that had managed to beat Alabama and say, okay, what did they do that LSU might be able to replicate? And a lot of times it was like spread offense, mobile quarterback, things like that. Well, LSU never did that under Les Miles. When you look at what teams have given Georgia trouble, it's a couple of things. I look at last year's SEC championship game. Literally the only team to beat Georgia the last 2 years was Alabama. I've asked this question of a lot of people this week. I'm curious if y'all know the answer. Don't cheat, but if you know it, admit it. Do you know how many yards Bryce Young threw for last year against Georgia in the SEC championship? Any idea?
He threw for 250 yards.
I'll say over 3.
Give me 220.
I'll say 300.
Cone is the closest. It was 421 yards.
That's right. That's right.
They didn't even try to run the. Bama didn't even try to run the football. Bryce Young attempted 44 passes. They ran it 26 times, and it was mostly late because they were up so big. Like you're not running against Georgia's front. LSU is not running against Georgia's front. Their only shot is with all of those NFL wide receivers, get them open and make plays. Jaden Daniels has to put the ball in the air. Like that's it. I mean, that's it. I mean, try to go score with your best weapon, which is your receivers. We saw them do it against Florida. Saw them do it against Ole Miss. Saw them do it against Bama. Obviously, Georgia's a completely different challenge. I'm not trying to minimize that anyway, but that's LSU's shot. Win the turnover battle. Make sure you convert the red zone. I mean, guys, Missouri kicked 5 field goals in that game.
Yep.
5. 3 of them inside of 3 of them inside of 30 yards. So you get red zone opportunities, you got to get 6. I mean, it's all very obvious cliche stuff, but there's a reason Georgia hadn't lost in 2 years.
Yeah. I will say I thought Alabama's offensive line last year in the SEC championship played the best game I've seen them play in a long time from a pass pro standpoint. It's probably the reason they didn't run the ball a lot because they know how good that Georgia front was, like Scone saying.
Well, Matt, we got Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and USC right now. If this weekend goes chalk, that's our 4. Is that going to be the case? What's your final 4?
Yeah, well, if all those teams win, that's it. If anybody slips, I think Ohio State's the team that gets in. There's a lot of people down here that are sort of fearful of Bama backdooring their way in like we've seen them do a bunch. I don't see that path
either,
because I even think, look, if somehow LSU manages to beat Georgia, Georgia's still getting in.
Yeah.
I would submit that even a one-loss TCU probably gets in. The team that with a loss this weekend would be out, I think would be USC, and the team that would replace them would be Ohio State. So, I mean, I think this is pretty cut and dried. I think if everyone wins, you got your 4. If anyone slips up and someone drops out, Ohio State's the team that goes in. So committee should not have a really tough job on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, Matt, one question here. Do you know anything about Jane Daniels' health? I know he was in a boot. I know the backup came in because, I mean, if he doesn't play, I'm going to take this spread right now. Do you got any little inside information for me, Matty?
Daniels did practice this week. So Monday was an off day, got treatment. But he was out there on Tuesday running around. So the good news is they avoided the high ankle sprain. I mean, guys, I'm not sitting there telling you that he's going to be 100%. I don't know who is by the time you get to the first Saturday in December. But you tape that thing up. If you need a little extra juice, if you know what I mean, you get it, you go play. And, you run out there for 3 hours against Georgia and take your swing. And then you got a month to whatever bowl game you play. So, I think Jaden will be out there. And I'm not saying this is in any way an easy task against the best defense in college football, but Blaine, you're right. I mean, without Jaden Daniels, I mean, guys, Jaden Daniels accounts for 65% of LSU's offense. He's their leading.
He's your Nick Marshall.
He's the leading rusher. But even Nick Marshall had Trey Mason. I mean, my goodness, by the end of that season, he was sensational. I mean, but they desperately need Jaden Daniels to have a big game on Saturday.
Love it. Let's go to the Booster Club here. Cajun Marine. All right, wants to know, hashtag Ask Matt. So, Matt, what's your biggest surprise about this season?
Other than the fact that they beat Bama and they won the SEC West. I mean,
something
that
important, Matt.
If you want, and shout out, that's Trivia Carter, U.S. Marine LSU fan. Appreciate it for watching. If you want a position group, I'll tell you my biggest surprise among position group would be the secondary. They gutted that secondary this year, y'all. I mean, it's all transfers, and they got run by Tennessee, which when they were churning was an amazing offense, but they held their own otherwise this year, which I would say was a pretty big surprise considering.
Yeah. It's amazing when you play something other than man the whole game, what can happen in the secondary.
All right, Matt, let's go to Travis Elrod. He wants to know what team has the best chance to beat Georgia this year.
I'd probably say USC just because I think they can score. When you have a difference maker like Caleb Williams and you got Addison out wide, I mean, to beat Georgia, you're going to have to do something special. So you're going to have a really special player under center. I don't know that Vegas would agree with that. Honestly, I think the team that would have the best chance would be Alabama, but they're not going to play. So of the remaining teams, I would tell you I think USC would have the best shot.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're the first Salvaggio to talk trash about Vegas, considering what y'all were running from. I'd be careful if I was you. But Matt Moscona, our good friend, after further review, make sure you check that out. When are you going to ATL today? You're bouncing today?
We fly out today, so we'll be doing shows Friday and then pregame, postgame stuff on Saturday.
Nice. So if you want to know where Brian Kelly and all the rich boosters and Matt Moscona are, they're in some private fancy plane, flying to Atlanta, drinking bourbon. By the way, Cone got me some Whistle Pig for my birthday.
Nice.
I'm starting to dive in. I'm trying to dive in a little bit, get my bourbon game up, so I can talk with you, elite folks.
Yeah. Not the 18, Matt. Not the 18. No.
Not that. We don't want to waste that.
I wasn't going to take out a second mortgage, but I got him the 12.
Yes.
I got him the 12 for his birthday.
Definitely.
Beautiful.
Well, Matt, we really appreciate you, buddy. Tell everybody where they can find you this weekend.
Cone, by the way, I had Michigan on the money line against Ohio State.
Ooh,
golly, I love to hear it, Matt.
That makes 3 of us.
Yeah. That makes 3 of us.
That makes 3 of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
I hammered that play too. Oh my God. Maybe I could afford a Whistle Pig 18 now. We'll look. If I always say if you can spell my name, you can find me online. But that's 104.5 ESPN. If you can stream us on YouTube, all of our shows there as well. So we'll be easy to find if you find us on social media.
Definitely. Matt, we appreciate it. For myself, my brother, and David, Michigan over here, we really appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate the blue on Saturday, Cone.
Yeah.
Yes,
Y'all be good.
Me too. I got my Buckeyes right here, Matt.
All right, be good. Cone, I really think we should start a superhero book called David Michigan.
Let it be said.
That
let
is
it be
a
done.
Great superhero name.
Let it be
Is
said.
it
Let
not?
it be done.
That is some really good stuff. Blaine, let's go to the Booster Club real quick.
All right, let's go to JMJ. Pray for us. He says, I'm a Penn State alum. Harbaugh does a lot of amazing things outside of football that make it difficult to not root for him.
Yeah.
We have one right here.
Yeah, you want to go and play it?
Y'all want to go ahead and get
let's
this?
go ahead and
This was
play.
in the rapid
Trying
fire.
to get Jim Harbaugh to do an interview after a game is like trying to catch Captain Jack Sparrow.
That's good.
Watch how beautiful this is. Play the clip.
What a career day.
Talk to you right here. This guy was a stud today. What a game. Great job. And these are the guys you should talk to. This guy had one great game, Mike. Congratulations,
Mike Morris.
Coach Harbaugh said, you know what? I'm done. I'm happy with the win. I got to go talk to this guy.
Talk to this guy right here. 2 big interceptions and a pick 6. Those are the best kind. Great job, Mike. Proud of you. Let's get one of those guys over here.
You were down so many starters. Running back Isaiah Gash.
She's trying so hard. He's like, no.
How did you have some unlikely heroes?
Yeah, so many likely heroes. Right here, this guy.
Somebody
right
likely
and this
heroes.
guy right
Look
here.
at this guy.
Look at
Dude, it's so great.
How fantastic is that,
It's
man?
really smart. One, you don't have to talk to reporters, and two, recruits.
You're making
love
it about
Recruits
the
are
players.
seeing that,
Recruits
man.
love that.
Yeah, you're making it about the players. Bruce Pearl does something similar to that if you watch him after games.
Does he?
I've seen it, but Bruce is going to talk. Bruce is going to.
It's so smart, man.
No, but it is. It's like trying to get Jack Sparrow, man. It's like you'll remember this is the day you almost got Coach Jim Harbaugh to do an interview.
If that was the only reference I had of Coach Harbaugh, and that was all I would need to see to at least know that guy cares about his players.
Oh,
That guy
yeah, I don't
cares
think
about his
anybody's
players.
ever doubted that. But he did leave
Yeah.
to go hang out with the Vikings.
Just quit
on
wearing cleats
signing day.
inside.
Not a good
you know?
situation, but hey,
can make up-
when you're one of the few guys who's had success at both levels, that's what's crazy to
That
me. Jim
is.
Harbaugh's had success
Who's
at
really
both
had it like
levels.
that? Pete Carroll's another one.
Pete Carroll.
Like,
Carroll
I'm
and
trying to
Barry
think.
Switzer.
Jimmy
maybe?
Johnson?
Barry Switzer and Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Other than that, I mean,
yeah.
like, I don't know, man. I'm just so proud of what Jim Harbaugh's done. I really am.
Yeah,
really
I know you are. Booster Club, Blaine. I'm proud of you.
All right, let's go to sleeping. Thank you. Let's go to sleeping Shane. Well, first of all, wake up.
Glad you're awake.
He says, "Thank you guys." These are my favorite comments. Thank you guys for restoring my faith in sports. Came for Ben, stayed for Crane and Company.
Yes.
Keep up the good work.
Wow. Appreciate you sleeping, Shane. You're the best version of woke, in my opinion. That's the way I see it.
Connor Ron says, "What superpowers does David Michigan possess?"
That's a great question. I think we need to dive in. I would
Be very
say
careful.
the power. I would say the power of height. Like
Yeah.
he can grow as tall as he needs, like Ant-Man, kind of. What did you say, Blaine? It's tough to trust guys that can just pull.
Yeah, it's
cats
tough to
out of
trust
trees.
guys who can just get a cat out of a tree. You
Hey,
know, without a ladder.
who are the real heroes?
The fire department. So
Don't
David
call
Michigan
it-
has
don't
the
call it
power
fireman,
of
call
height.
it Cone.
He has the power to. Let me think of the best way to say this. He has the power to spread his seed of knowledge
Ew.
when it comes down to Baby Cunt's bets. His seed of knowledge.
Swollen meat yesterday, spreading your seed. What's going on with you? Is everything
Nothing's
okay?
going on with
You okay?
Yeah.
All good.
You're
What
safe.
power should
All
David
good.
Michigan
I don't
have?
know. I
You
don't
gotta
know.
drive a
I
cool
can't do it.
car.
I can't be in charge of
You
it.
can't be in trouble. What power? Name
I
one
don't know,
power you
man.
should have, Blaine.
You just look like the Fantastic Four guy to me who can stretch.
I need a better one than that.
What
I
do
need
you-
something
you
that's
said
more like
height.
David. He has the
You
power
said
to get
height.
everybody
It's
off
spreading
his
his
lawn.
seed.
Yeah.
He has the power to get everybody
Yeah.
off his
Pristine lawn.
Yeah, you got a couple green thumbs on you. You can tell people to get off your lawn.
There it is.
The power of drinking.
Tell
bourbon.
us what power, what should be the overarching, like what should be the archetype of superhero David Michigan?
real
What's the
question is,
origin story?
what's
The
your-
origin story.
What's
your
the origin
weakness?
story? I'm going
What's
to
your weakness?
today.
There has to be some sort of kryptonite
Candy
Vegan
corn.
candy corn.
Candy corn.
Candy corn.
mixed with Buckeyes.
That's how they
Candy
sit-
corn
Buckeyes
are
candy.
corn are winning playoff games.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. I
That'd
love
be
the
it.
candy
you
corn.
know, until they change the
I love
narrative,
the
can't
candy
fight back
corn
at
one.
that.
All right, if you want to watch the rest of this, if you want to listen, stay here. Don't move. But if you want to watch it, head over to the Daily Wire Plus. We're over 1 million subscribers. Rumor has it we're going to be over 1 billion by tomorrow. So you want to make sure you become a member. Listen on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share it with your friends and your enemies and a random person at Walmart. Because who knows? That could be a friend or an enemy. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. We got some rapid fire count.
Rapid fire. We got the Bills at the Patriots Thursday night football. Who you boys taking?
I got to go Bills. I know I feel like Mac Jones played the game of his life last week. I think it's going to be very hard to recreate that against a Bills team that, guys, are 0-2 in their own division. They've only got 4 division games left.
Yep.
You got to start winning, and you'll see in my bets how it's reflected. I do think I think the Patriots defense is going to show up. I think they're going to make Josh Allen beat him with his arm, which I think he can do. He'll be able to run a little bit. I doubt that the Patriots will be able to recreate that offensively. I know they have one of the best defenses in the NFL, but Stephon Diggs, Singletary, Nyheim Hines, Gabe Davis. Go through the list of players for the Bills that can step up and score enough points. I'm feeling a 27-20 type win tonight.
27-20. How about you, Blaine?
For the Bills.
I think the Bills are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be extremely close. What I'm watching for the Bills is the same thing I was watching against the Lions. It's interior D-line. What are the Patriots will test your toughness.
They're going to.
They're going to test. I believe Damian Harris is out for this game, so Stevenson's going to be the main back for this game. They're going to turn around and hand the ball off. They're going to do it again and again and again and want you to see if you can stop it. So Ed Oliver will see. These nose guys for the Bills is what we're really going to find if they win this game. I do think the Bills win it close just because the difference between Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Jacoby Myers might be out for the Patriots.
Oh, wow.
I'm really going to see if he's questionable right now.
Really?
I don't know if he's practiced this week, so we'll see. He's a game-time decision. So no Jacoby Myers. He's out Devontae Parker, Hunter Henry. But that's a big piece missing, especially against this Bills team.
Patriots at home in December. Bill Belichick, are we discounting them at all? Plus 3.5 right now.
Yeah, I know, and you'll see with my bet. Again, it feels like if this game is in the teens, you gotta like the Patriots. If a team scores above 20, you gotta like the Bills.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. All right, Aaron Judge. It sounded like the Yankees a possible offer of 8 years, $300 million. Blaine, what do you think about that one?
One, still waiting on my apology, you cowards. And two, yeah, we probably need to give this guy all the money we can. Maybe a planet. He just broke. I mean, he's the leader of home runs. He just hit 1,000 tanks in a season. Look at his head. I mean, how do you even find a hat that fits that reptarish head? Yeah, pay the man his money. Why are we still talking about
They basically just make a blanket and put it in a circle and put it
Aaron Judge.
Here's the thing. I think Aaron Judge is smart to re-sign with the Yankees for one big reason, and it's not just the money. He was going to get paid regardless of where he went, whether that was to the Giants, to the Rangers, wherever. That short porch in right field with the way that he hits and the way that pitchers have to pitch him, they will not throw him inside. They will not throw him inside and high because he'll turn on it and he'll hit a Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Z ball that ends up burning a hole through the stadium and hopefully not a person. So what do? They throw off speed. They throw him outside. What are the two things you have to do when you're getting pitched outside and off speed? With off speed, you keep your hands back and go the other way. Aaron Jones can hit flyouts in other ballparks and their home runs in New York to right center and right field. You want to throw the fastball up and out, all Aaron has to do is touch it, and it's going out of the ballpark. Go watch how many home runs that he hit that were in the first 3 to 5 rows of that right field short porch. Then go look at his away splits when he hits the ball to right field in the air. It will blow your mind. It's a smart business move, not only from a financial standpoint, but from a home run standpoint, which is what Aaron Jones, a Judge, is paid to do. He's not paid to hit singles. He's not paid to hit doubles. He's paid to hit home runs. You cannot like that. You cannot like the launch angle. We've talked with Ben Shapiro a bunch about it, but that's who Aaron Judge is. That's who he gets paid for. And when people go to the ballpark to pay for that ticket to watch the Yankees and watch Aaron Judge, they want to watch him hit that white ball over that fence with all the people screaming. So I think it's a smart decision on that front as well.
UAB is going to make Trent Dilfer, former NFL quarterback, their head coach. Some of the players were advocating for your boy Bryant Vincent. What's the latest on that situation?
This is BS in my opinion. This hire sucks. And I'm going to give you a little inside info that I know. Not because I talked to Vincent or anybody, it's just because I know it. Trent Dilfer did a great job at the high school he coached at. This has nothing really to do, in my opinion, with Trent Dilfer. Does Trent Dilfer have relationships with high school coaches in the state of Alabama? No, he doesn't. That's going to be your biggest hurdle to get over. But Trent Dilfer is a guy that's very respected, and I don't want to disrespect him because he does have a high acumen. But I'm going to tell you why this hire was not Bryant Vincent, in my opinion. Bryant Vincent was hired by Bill Clark, the former coach who stepped down because of his back and some other stuff. with the AD, in my opinion. That's what I think this leads back to. I think the athletic director who tried to shut down the UAB program and got made to look like the fool that he is, and on national TV in front of God and everybody, the athletic director at UAB hated Bill Clark for getting that football program reinstated. I don't think they ever repaired that. I think, Buddy was embarrassed, and he should have been, because you ought to put him in a short on a little clown car and put a red nose on him, because the dude's a clown. And I'm gonna tell you another reason why. And Bryant Vincent was Bill Clark's guy. I don't think Bryant Vincent ever had a chance. I think Bryant Vincent could have won every single game, and this bozo would have done this. And then he goes into, let me tell you about this. You can find out a lot about a person. You know, the same guy who tried to kick all these football players off campus and cancel their program is the one who went in and told them when Bill Clark stepped down and Bryant Vincent was going to take over, I'm going to do a national coaching search. And then didn't talk to him again until November 28th. Until November 28th. You don't talk to the players at all from the time you announce a national search to November 28th. Shame on you. You're a coward. You're a coward, and I'll tell it to your face. And you wouldn't even call Bryant Vincent to let him know. That's the type person. UAB, that's the type of athletic director you have. So when this burns down with Trent Dilfer, because y'all have had a nice little run. But I'm going to tell you what's about to happen. Trent Dilfer's not going to be able to recruit. Kane Womack in South Alabama, who just went 10-2, is going to beat their ass to sleep. John Summerall in Troy is going to beat their ass to sleep. And when it all burns down, and when it goes bad and it goes south, and you're looking around and you're wondering who to blame, don't blame Trent Dilfer. Don't blame any of the players. Blame that clown athletic director from UAB that isn't man enough to do the right thing. He didn't do the right thing before. He didn't do the right thing after. And it's amazing. There's an old saying, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And I wish we had the clown music, because this guy is nothing but a bozo.
I agree with every word you said. I think this guy, he doesn't want a football program at UAB. I really don't.
How can that be?
He wants to do as worst as possible. Lose as many games. Like with this Trent Dilfer hire, I mean, you're going to get beat a lot.
Just wait.
You're not going to, and South is on the come up. Troy's on the come up. I'm telling you, he wants to shut this football team down. That's what he wants. This whole program, he doesn't want it.
If I'm Will
He's a money-hungry old cat, got some wokeness about him. I'm not surprised by this.
If I'm Southern Miss, I'm celebrating right now. If I'm Tulane, I'm celebrating right now. If I'm Western Kentucky, I'm celebrating right now, because UAB is about to do this.
On purpose.
Like, this is almost tanking to me.
So what's next for Bryant Vincent, you think?
Oh, I would not be surprised. You know what? I think he's going to be an offensive coordinator at maybe a certain school that is moving up to the Power 5.
Okay. Well, keep us posted on that.
Yeah, bro, Brian will be fine. It's the way it went down. If you're going to do something like this, at least be a man about it. At least do it the right way. At least have some integrity and honor. But this dude is the worst of the worst. And I hate to see people like this that have success and have power and responsibility. I wouldn't trust this dude to walk my dog when it came down to
Until you're really in the game, in the coaching business, you really don't know how many snakes.
Oh, there's so many snakes.
Walk around with the coaching.
All right, I'm going to be careful here, because I don't know all the details in this situation, and it's fairly serious. But the Florida backup quarterback, Jalen Kitna, arrested Wednesday on 2 counts of distribution of child pornography. That's all I know for now, guys. But
and again, I know Mickey Joseph got arrested too yesterday, the former Nebraska interim. But I want to say this: I will always be an innocent till proven guilty person. I believe in that. I believe in that across the board. But from what it seems like in this investigation with Jalen Kitna, that it was not only that he had it, was that he was distributing it as well. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not in there. I'm just telling you the reports that I read. But if this is true, I don't care if the girl was 17. I don't care if it was younger than that. It is a disgusting and vile act. I have no sympathy or remorse for you if you did this. And your career should be over. I think your professional career should be over. And I know we talk about second chances and redemption. There's some things that it's very, very hard for me to look past. This is one of them. This is one of the main ones. It is, and again, some people will say, oh, well, apparently she was 17 and they dated in high school, whatever. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care. I don't care. Okay? I know what happens in the real world. I'm not an idiot. But this is disgusting. It's vile. Just like all the people from Balenciaga that did that ad should be fired. And I feel like there should be some sort of criminal repercussions for them as well. This is something that is making its way in our society that is absolutely disgusting. And it needs to stop. And anybody involved with it should be put in prison for a long time. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't care if the kid was 18 or if he was 80 years old. It's absolutely disgusting, and we need to get this out of our society. And the people that are pushing this are the worst people on the planet, and it needs to stop.
Well, it is Thursday, boys. You know what that means?
Yeah.
There's some Thursday trivia.
Good. Let's get back on a positive note.
If you're down for that.
I'm super down.
I'm up for it.
World Cup edition?
Oh, I'm free.
Trivia?
Well,
World Cup. Are you up for this?
I'm up for it. Let's do it.
Are you up for this? We actually have a new clock, I think, for Thursday.
I'm not afraid at all.
Justine is telling me.
Oh, really?
All right.
Let's go and put the clock up there then.
1930. All right. 1930 was the first World Cup tournament. 79 national teams have competed since then. 8 countries have won the World Cup, some multiple times. Can you name in 2 minutes the 8 countries that have World Cup championships? You only get 3 wrong guesses.
France.
Check.
England.
Check.
Germany.
Check.
Brazil.
Check.
Spain.
Yes.
Oh, man.
All right, you got 3 left.
Here's where
3
we're
remaining.
find out. Here's where we're Argentina. No. Yes.
Yes, Argentina.
Okay.
2 left.
I'm not going to get this. I like chicks, so I'm not going to get this.
What do you mean, like
They get all the chicks. What do you mean?
Also, you have to help.
2 more. 2 more.
You have
Mexico.
1 minute.
Mexico?
Wrong. Hold on, I have a buzzer for that. 1 wrong guess. You have 1 minute exactly.
We have 2 left.
2
right?
countries remaining.
Belgium?
Okay, let's lock it in, Coach. Let's lock it in. So we
2
got 2
left. Both of these countries have won multiple World Cups.
Multiple.
40 seconds.
If you can get the big one, I'll help you on the other one.
Let's go around the world. Let's go around the world here. I said Brazil, right? We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Italy.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
Italy.
Okay.
All right, you have 1 remaining.
30
Is
seconds.
this Europe? Is it Europe?
This is the toughest one.
Is it in Europe? David, give me something.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Give me something.
I can't do it.
What do you mean you can't?
Hemisphere.
I can't do it.
Okay. Come on, Blaine. 17 seconds. We got.
African teams.
All right, 10 seconds. South America. I'll give you that. South America. Next to Argentina.
Next, Colombia.
Uruguay.
Oh,
Uruguay.
No one knows that.
Uruguay?
No one knows that.
Oh, 7 out of 8? I'll take it. That's a win.
It's Uruguay.
Is it?
I don't know.
Iran.
You come in my house, you get my wife's name right.
All right, so Brazil.
Uruguay won it? How?
Brazil.
I bet you know what they did? They got a bunch of kids to try out across the country.
They did.
They used my plan.
Operation Penedex.
Oh, they're
Tell you
just
what,
screaming Uruguay.
You can make it up if you tell me which countries won the most World Cup championships.
Oh, it's got to be.
Which one? Which one has the most, boys?
France.
I'd say
Brazil.
Brazil.
Blaine was going to say Brazil.
Brazil has 5. Germany and Italy.
They had that one.
Germany and Italy both have 4. Argentina, France, and Uruguay have 2 each. England and Spain.
Dude, we hit England. We hit the first 6.
You were on a roll,
Bunch
man.
of gobbies.
No, that's great. All right. Well, I'm about to head over the board of emotional truth, social justice, while there is some injustice, and friendship forever, and David justice. All right.
He's a dog.
New month, Cone. Congratulations on winning.
Oh, what do you congratulate? Yeah, nothing yet.
Yes.
There's a recount.
Oh,
Well,
you're
that
still
came down to
still
the
doing
wire.
Yeah, Carrie Lake
doing
on
that.
the phone. This
Okay.
is crap.
What's going on in the
Maybe
Booster Club, real quick?
Collusion.
Maybe you haven't been paying attention to the national landscape.
Don't.
But you can complain.
Well,
but
maybe
we're
if you didn't
moving
pay
forward.
attention to the national landscape and stop Doctor Stranging me when I'm sitting over here,
It's over.
that we're going to get a recount.
It's over.
We're getting a recount. I'm already like, apparently you and Cody Nason, there was money exchanged.
Whoa.
Okay?
Whoa.
And so we're getting
Well, you
blinded
know
right
what?
now.
Why won't Marty Huggins take a lie detector
I will
test
not
then?
go to Rainbow Land and you can't make me.
Yeah, where was he on 9/11?
Exactly, David. All right, let's go to the Daily Wire chat. I'm going to show some love. All right. Tempo, hashtag Ask Crane & Co. Your Mount Rushmore of Heisman winners.
Oh,
4.
Cam Newton,
Cameron.
Joe Burrow,
Reggie.
Archie Griffin,
Archie Griffin has to be on there. He's the
Archie
only person to
Griffin.
win it twice. So he has to be on
and
there.
give me who'd be 4? You know what? Give me I'm gonna go defensive guy. Give me Charles Woods.
There we go.
Little diversification.
I like that. Archie Griffin, Charles Woodson. You're putting Cam Newton on there, you
Putting
said?
Cam on there.
You gotta put Cam on there.
Undefeated,
probably,
man.
Yeah. Cam on there.
And Burrow, right? Or Johnny Manziel.
Should we put Reggie?
Tebow?
Should we put Reggie Bush on there just to?
I
make a
put
statement?
Bush on there.
Just to make a
Reggie was a
statement.
different type of nasty. He went behind the back with a football on the sideline.
Just to make.
Never
a
seen
statement.
anybody else do that. by the
Cold.
way.
Couple things from AZ Cactus Flower here.
Ooh.
It says, hey, I kept my promise from Twitter. I've been up since 5:30 my time listening to y'all.
Yeah.
I don't regret it at all. Love that. And he also says, I may have gotten charged twice for my membership. I'm not sure yet, though. One, we'll fix that.
He made a promise and he kept it.
Yeah,
That's
we'll fix
exactly-
He
that.
said he was going to get. up
By
and
the
training
way,
something.
that George somebody guy from Twitter owes me $100 and still hasn't sent it to me yet.
Who's that?
And you want to know how it was funny?
Jorge?
He said that Ole Miss, he before the season, said that Ole Miss would win at Auburn. No. At Auburn and at Arkansas. And I said, I bet you $100 they don't win both of them. The week of the Ole Miss-Arkansas game, he hits me up saying, hey, you still going to send me that 100? Then got bounced.
They hadn't heard nothing from him.
Hadn't turned up, said he was going to send it to me in Venmo. George, I'm not going to say your last name, but it's like they say on Wedding Crashers, I find you.
That reminds me, someone here at the office owes me $5 from this
Cody.
from a certain game this past weekend.
Really?
Cody Nason 95 says, I might have to change Blaine's picture to Stacey Abrams. That's good, dude.
Cody,
Thinking about never winning.
is-
Who's lost more, her, Beto, or Rourke?
Cody
God,
is
he's talking about
Beto.
wasting
It's
money.
got to be Beto.
Ooh, this is cool.
Cody's
Charles Moore
awesome, though.
says, when you watch the matches, if you look at the team jerseys, the stars above their logo will tell you how many World Cups they have won.
I could have used that information yesterday. But you know what? I'm proud
I
of
would've
what
never
we did.
known that.
I'm proud of what we did. 7 out of 8. You know what? If I miss Uruguay, then sue me. Okay? Like that, I'll go to bed feeling good about a lot of things.
All right, let's go to Flatlander08. It says, hashtag Ask Crane & Co. He says, I'm new to betting. His or her, I'm sorry for assuming your gender. Think you guys could do a segment on betting education.
We
got something for you.
You go to Crane & Company, type in Sports Betting 101, and you will see it. We need to do a second video. A lot of people ask us
We
to do a
keep
second-
saying that. But we
maybe
like,
dive into the waters a little more.
all right, let's
Let's
go.
do it.
A Slay Dog. What's up, Slay Dog? Says that trivia was basically the same as asking which Hogwarts house has won the most Quidditch cups. Oh, it's got to be Gryffindor. I think it's Slytherin.
Wait, is it
Smells
not
like
Gryffindor?
Ravenclaw to
I think
me.
it's Slytherin.
It smells like Ravenclaw.
Until Harry got there, apparently Slytherin was just mopping up.
Mopping.
Really?
Yeah,
So Harry was just nice.
he was Cam.
Harry was nice with
He was
it.
Cam.
He was Cam.
He was nice with
I mean,
it.
you got the Weasley brothers.
Give me
on
Ravenclaw, dude. I feel like they're over there they got good chem.
Ravenclaw.
What's the answer?
I don't know.
I don't
Hold
know.
on.
I don't know if they've kept track of how many Quidditch cups there have been, David. I thought you would know that answer. Is
Yeah.
highly educated you are on Harry Potter.
Well, we used to play a game called Who Invented More Stuff, Chris Cuomo or J.K. Rowling.
Let's go to Justin Decker. He says, I played soccer. Soccer sucks. Unless you're trying to play physical, we used to try to get carded without being a red card. Hashtag Opelika soccer.
Yes.
No, I never played long enough to where you get card.
You know what I did? I played soccer until I was like 9, and literally I forgot it was my mother and my father said that I walked off at halftime and was like, this sucks, I want to play baseball or something like that.
Yeah, I played soccer, but then
I remember you
my
played
dad told me something that I can't say on the show.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Gryffindor has 4 house cups in Quidditch. At least 4.
That's the
Gryffindor
most?
has at least 4. Now, I don't know.
They've had to be playing Quidditch for thousands of years, man. 4s
Since the playoffs started?
I'm just telling you. Just telling you.
I don't know.
I'm telling you what Google told me.
All right, Blaine, last one.
All right, let's go to, God, last one's just always tough. Should I do poll or you want to wait on poll?
Let's wait on poll.
All right, let's go to M. Hutton.
Oh,
here he goes. I'm a little late this morning.
Unacceptable.
Okay, get up.
M. Hutton.
Choose violence. Says, this poll offends me.
Oh, boy.
And to the Booster Club, your doubt fuels me.
Wow, you
Fight
sound like
on.
Josh. You sound like Josh Primo,
Fight on.
psychologist.
Uh-oh. I can tell where this poll's going.
Yeah, what does that have to do with USC? All right, bets, new month. Hit another 10-team parlay yesterday. Hold on, like I got the strat in my hands right now. Give me the Bills money line and over 36.5 at plus 105. New month, new phone, who dis? And then, been hot with the college basketball parlays, so I'm going to stick with it. Give me UConn, Belmont, Kansas, Texas, and Stephen F. Austin money line plus 150. 2+ bets to start the month, David. How do you feel about that?
2 dog bets to start the month?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's basically a veterinary clinic over here.
You know, that was for you yesterday. Are you barking? You're a Georgia fan now.
Don't ever say that.
All right, look, I'm going to take Creighton with the points tonight. Creighton plus 6.5. That's going off at minus 110. We actually have some really good college basketball matchups tonight. Hold on, I'm pulling up right now. We've got Creighton number 7 is playing number 2 Texas. We also have UConn, Oklahoma State, Arizona, Utah, Kansas, Seton Hall, and UCLA, Stanford. So go ahead and give me Creighton plus the points, 6.5. Then I'm going to take a Thursday night football parlay here. I want the Bills to win, money line. Josh Allen to throw at least 1 touchdown and to have over 229.5 passing yards. That's at plus 115. There's a dog bet for you.
By the way, Indiana looked really good last night.
Yeah.
Blanye.
Yes, hello. All right, this is what I'm taking. You know, we really don't know who won last month, so that's still up in the air. Let's go. Give me, excuse me, I'm bad. I'm talking about my bets. Thank you. Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown, plus 130. Stephon's about that time to get in the end zone, right? You hadn't been there a while. You know, you and Josh are hugging on the sidelines. Y'all see that hug between those two?
Yeah.
The emotion.
That look like you and Q.
The affection. Me and who?
Q.
From Impractical Jokers.
From Impractical Jokers.
Oh, yeah. I miss him. I think we met in another life.
Then
give me Bills, minus 2.5, minus 170. All right, Josh? Don't let me down, okay? I need to win a month, back-to-back. All right, babe. What? Yeah, we'll see. Baby Cone, he's going to go a little basketball parlay. UCLA, Kansas, Arizona, money line, plus 119. Then he's taking Las Vegas, the Golden Knights, money line, minus 105. Booster Club leaderboard, Texas Ed, 4-0. EJ Runis, 3-0. Jacob Brown, win 21-44. Cody Nason and Kyle Jenkins are all 2-0. Ulrich Sharber, Sasha Booster Club, Neftink are all 1-0. And Portmanteau is 0-2. I do got to give an update. Remember, Booster Club members are allowed to call each other out for a 7-game series. Get over it.
Right now between Revco and Neftink. Hold on, I got to read this because it is an absolute fist fight down here in the stretch. And we really kicked this one off with a bang. Let me find it. Scanning, coming to the surface, checking for danger. Here's what we got. Apparently, Neftink went 3-0 yesterday, and Revco went 2-1. So right now, with 2 days left, Neftink is 12-3. Revco is 11-4.
Are they going off unit caps? Or?
Yeah, they're going unit caps minus 200. I've watched it the whole time.
They're balling.
They're balling right now. So we're going to see. Remember, if you want to call out somebody in the Booster Club, we will read out your head-to-head. It's got to be one at a time, 7-game series, 3 bets a day, the overall record, total wins. If there's a tiebreaker, we'll figure that out. Remember, you can call each other out. Also, I've got Team Knowles this week. The fantasy standings, it is just an absolute logjam. Do you have the standings pulled up?
I have the standings right here.
Can you go and pull them up real quick?
Corn Pop's a bad dude, a.k.a. Ben Shapiro, sits at 8-4. Jacob Crane in second at 7-5. I'm in, let's see. You, myself, Flaming Dragon, all right there at 7-5. Claven 7-5. Knowles is 7-5.
Good
1, 2,
God.
3, 4, 5-way tie.
It's moving
at
week,
7-5.
fellas.
And you have the most points scored at 1644. I have the next most at 1621. Blaine has the third most at 1573. I like our chances. Here.
Nobody's even talking about it.
Claven and Knowles sniffing around though, 7-5. Morning Wire's 3-9. Sweet Baby Yang 2-10.
Yep. I got Morning Wire this week.
Good for you.
It's gonna be. I mean, look, I'm playing with scraps. You know, at this point, I don't know how we're doing it. No Cooper Kupp, no Hop this week. We're gonna try.
What do you say? You look
D-Hop's out?
Believe.
Yep, bye.
Believe.
On a bye.
Bye week.
Believe.
Yep. I mean,
Gotta
believe.
hit the sign.
I missed some donations.
You did go ahead and
I
get to
did.
him. Get to him.
I'm gonna get to 3 things real quick. All right, Chad Smith, $5 donation.
Thank you, Chad.
Says y'all agree with Desmond Howard? No. Whatever it is. No.
Yeah.
That the Heisman race has been boring due to injury? No. Also said Duggan likely gets his vote with a great performance. Why? I don't know why.
This
Desmond
man
always
put
tries to go
Pittsburgh,
out
Texas
of the
A&M,
box.
and somebody else in the playoff. Everything you say from here is void.
Yeah, it's clickbait.
There's some things you don't come back from. Okay, that's one of them.
Yep. Let's go to Philip Payne with a $10 donation.
You fill up.
Well, okay, Philip, you're dead to me now. He says David owns 7-footer Island, by the way. Also, do you think that Kirby Smart could become better than Nick Saban, Art Bear Bryant, or Vince Dooley due to what he's done so far at UGA? That's
First one,
task,
yes,
baby.
David does own 7-footer Island.
doesn't.
Second off,
He doesn't.
that's going to be really, really tough. But if anybody can do it, Kirby can. We appreciate you guys. Make sure. Oh, poll.
Yeah, we got 2.
Poll.
No, we got time.
No, we
All right.
don't.
John Williams says Jake is trusting the puppers with a fat and spoiled third kid. Yeah, that's about right.
Whoa.
You know what?
That's uncalled
Find someone else to
for.
stay at your house this weekend. All right, let's go to a poll.
I didn't even do anything.
Who loses? You said that the other day.
Okay, amazing. But that
Exactly.
wasn't about you.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Who loses this weekend? USC, TCU, Michigan.
TCU. I'm saying it.
Clearly, I'm just context clues with M. Hutton being
Thank
in there.
you.
I think they said USC.
Thank you for listening. It's USC 51%.
Wow.
TCU 41%.
Wow.
And Michigan 7%.
Yeah, congrats on the Big Ten Championship, Cone. All right, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you've sub to the YouTube channel, obviously. Go get that Daily Wire Plus subscription. Check us out on all social media. Appreciate Matt Moscona coming on. Got a great show for you tomorrow. It's Flaming Dragon Friday. If you're not here, are you really anywhere? And like the chances, well, of Hendon Hooker winning the Heisman, unfortunately. Really hate that. Really hope he's going to be able to bounce back. We're going. Gone.